Today on the Stay at Home Chef, I'm showing you how to make the best baked chicken nuggets. Stop waiting in line at the drive-thru and make your own chicken nuggets at home. They're super easy, they're delicious. You can even make them in large batches and freeze them so that they're ready for a weeknight meal. And boy, are they tasty. To start, you'll want to preheat an oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and lightly grease a baking sheet. Then we'll put together the coating for our chicken nuggets. You'll need 1 cup of dried breadcrumbs, and I'm using plain because I'm going to add seasonings to it. You'll need 2 tablespoons of dried basil, 1 tablespoon of dried oregano, 1 teaspoon of salt, and last I like to add in 1/2 cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese, which really takes these up a notch. Then we'll stir this all together, and once it is well mixed and everything seems to be fairly evenly dispersed, we'll go ahead and set it aside. Next, you'll need 3 to 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Then you'll want to trim these and cut these into little nugget-sized pieces. You can just eyeball it. The important part is that they're all roughly the same size so that they cook evenly. How many nuggets you get out of this will depend on how many chicken breasts you cut up and the size that you cut your pieces. You should end up with a nice little pile of naked chicken nuggets. You could also make these into chicken strips. Next, you'll need some melted butter, and I just melted 1/2 cup of salted butter in the microwave. Using a fork, I'm gonna dip each piece of chicken into the melted butter, then toss it in the breadcrumbs to coat. Then place it onto your prepared baking sheet. Then repeat this process with all of your remaining chicken. Now, if at any point your butter starts to congeal or seize up, it's simply because your chicken is cold and it's cooling off that butter. So pop it back into the microwave for about 10 seconds. Depending on how much chicken you used, you should end up with either 1 or 2 full trays. Now, if you did make 2, now's a good time to slide one into the freezer. Once they're frozen on the tray, you'll pop them off and transfer them to a resealable freezer bag for longer term storage. They'll stay good in the freezer for 1 to 2 months. Otherwise, you'll bake these in a 400-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes. Of course, your actual cooking time will depend on how big or small you cut your chicken, so adjust the time accordingly and add a few minutes if you're baking from frozen. We are ready to eat. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and check out the rest of my videos where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. See you later.